This is your 1-minute warm-up for your mock Q&A at 225 words per minute. Ready? What does it mean right here where it says Malcolm?
I don't see where you are pointing to.
Here on the note you left at the front desk, it says Malcolm and then it says LT. What does that mean?
Oh, that's the guy who has lived there for more than 10 years. The LT stands for long term.
And then in room 15, there was someone named Bonita. Is that right?
I remember her.
And she was in room 15. Is that correct?
Yes.
When did she move into the hotel?
I believe she moved in sometime in 2013.
Do you remember her last name?
No, I don't.
And then in room 16, there was someone named Steve. Is that right?
If it's on the note paper, it's right.
Do you recall when Steve moved into the hotel?
I think it was in October of 2013, but I'm not positive about that.
Was there anyone staying in room 17?
No, it was empty at that time.
In the year 2014, did anyone ever stay in room 17?
No, I don't think so.
Do you know why it was that the room was never rented out that entire year?
That room was a mess.
Do you mean it was under construction at the time?
No,
Okay, this is your Q&A mock at 225 words per minute. Your proper names are room 17, room 18, Ron, room 19, Dottie, Mr. Tang, exhibit 6, exhibit 7, Trent, Mr. Belden, exhibit 8, exhibit 9, room 3, Monica, Sergio, and Ms. Chan. Ready? Well, can you tell me what you mean by mess, please?
At one time, there had been a bad water leak in the room, and the rugs got ruined, and so did one of the walls.
To your knowledge, did room 17 have mold in it due to the water leak?
Yes, it did.
Is that the reason the room was never rented out in 2014?
Yes, that's one of the reasons.
Did any of the other rooms in the hotel have mold in them?
I don't think so.
Was room 17 the only one that wasn't rented out that year?
Yes, it was.
Do you know how many people were living in room 18 last year?
There was a long-term guy in that room, too.
Do you recall his name?
No, I don't.
Do you have any records on file in regard to the tenant in room 18?
I would have to look for it. I'm not sure.
To your knowledge, there was only one person living in room 18.
Yes.
Could the tenant living in room 18 be named Ron?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
It says here that in room 19 there was a woman named Dottie. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember how long she lived there in the room?
She lived there for a long time also.
Do you know how long she has lived there?
I don't know.
Do you think she has been there for more than 5 years?
Yes, I think she has.
Now, it's true that Mr. Tang kept a list of tenants also, isn't it?
Yes.
Why did you keep a list at the same time that Mr. Tang kept a list?
Because of when the police would come and want to see something.
Let's call your list Exhibit 6, all right?
Okay.
On March 1st, when you were arrested, the police took Exhibit 6 or a copy of it. Is that correct?
Yes, they did.
I'm now showing you what has been marked as Exhibit 7. This was also seized by the police on March 1st. Can you tell me what this is, please?
That is not mine, and that is not my writing.
Do you know if this is Mr. Tang's writing?
I think it's that guy Trent's writing.
So this isn't something that you wrote, is it?
No, I think Trent wrote that.
When you say Trent, you are referring to Mr. Belden, is that correct?
I don't know his last name.
Are you sure that is his handwriting on this document?
It could be this other girl that used to work there before I did, so I'm not sure whose writing it is.
Do you remember the name of the girl who worked there before you?
No, I don't.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 8. Is this something that you wrote?
This looks like Mr. Tang's writing.
Do you know what this was for?
I don't know. I guess it's part of the daily ledger we had to keep.
So to your knowledge, is this how he kept the daily ledger?
Yes.
This was also seized by the police, and it shows that rooms 1 through 8 were kept empty. Do you remember if those were the rooms that were empty on March 1st?
I'm not sure.
Do you know why those particular rooms were kept empty?
I don't know.
Did Mr. Tang ask you to keep those rooms empty so that they could be rented out by the hour?
I don't remember.
Can you tell me what this Exhibit 9 is, please?
Those are pieces of paper I wrote on.
Those were also seized by the police, and I think you referred to these as your registry. Is that right?
Yes.
So I guess this is 4 little receipts taped down to 1 sheet of paper. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is this the way you always kept track of things?
These I just wrote down because I was bored.
And this is how you kept track of things, by writing on pieces of paper.
If they had a room there, I put one of these on my clipboard.
And then as people came in, you would fill it in. Is that correct?
I didn't fill it in. They would write in their own name and address.
All right, now looking at the one in the top left-hand corner, it says that the person rented room 3. Is that correct?
Yes.
I can't read the name of the person, but it says after the name that the rate was $40. Is that correct?
Yes.
It also says that they came in at 9:25 p.m. Is that right?
They never came in. I just wrote that down.
When you say you wrote that down, what do you mean?
All these papers that are right here, I was bored, so I wrote a bunch of things down.
The next one to the right of that has the name Monica, and it then says room 3, 2 people. Next to that, it says $40. Is that correct?
That's what it says, but they never came in. I just wrote that down because I was bored.
I see. And the next one on the bottom left-hand side says Sergio, and it has the same room number, room 3 at 11 p.m. Is that right?
I made them up
Do you know why the date here is February 1st instead of March 1st?
because I was bored and I wrote stuff down and they are all mixed up.
It wasn't on a different date that you filled this out then.
No, I just wrote down anything I felt like.
Why would you do that?
I was bored. I have a bunch of these in my room that I wrote on, and the police didn't take them.
Ms. Chan, as you can imagine, it's really hard to believe that you made these lists up because the women who were arrested say that you were renting the rooms out every half hour and they had to pay you.
Well, I'm telling the truth.
Ms. Chan, all 3 of the women who were arrested have given the same statement to the police. They all state that you were renting out the rooms to them and their clients by the half hour.
They're lying. All I did was make up names and dates on scraps of paper, and that's not against the law.
Let me ask you again about the owner of the hotel. Is Mr. Tang the owner of the hotel?
Yes, he is.
Did he have you?